Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Bullet Motorsports. Right next to me, we have a very special machine. This is a fabulous C6. So this is a Magnuson Supercharged custom aero by George Haddad, which is functioning. We're gonna go over that later on in the video. It produces 588 horsepower, made it to an automatic transmission, 26,000 original miles, and just look at the condition. It's unreal. If you guys wanna find out full details on this Corvette, click on the link below. It'll have a full gallery, underside shots, the list goes on. Let's do it. Let's talk about the overall condition. I would rate this one an 8.5 out of 10. That's an 85% out of 100. The reason for that rating, it has 26,000 miles, so there's slight wear and tear. Underneath is extremely dry and it's very clean. I love the body modifications that George did at Fabulous Restoration. So he built a total of 5 of these. This produces 588 horsepower and it actually has functioning aero. So when you're looking at the top half of this hood, or the front section, there are vents here. And then underneath the bumper, it's been modified with actual ducts to bring the air up in through the wheel well and to the brakes and then out. So you have a really good platform for drivability at high speeds. You also have additional vents on the side here, which you would see later on in the predecessor of the C7, which would be like for the Z06, you'd have those vents. And then for the same model year C6, you would have the vents on the side. So they brought all these features into it. It also has a higher wing, which is mounted perfectly, and they follow the body lines. This specific unit has a satin black finish on the top half of the hood, and we're gonna talk about that later. It does have satin wheels with red pinstriping throughout and nice little accents. If you guys are looking for a very unique piece, 5 only made, this is it. Looking at the passenger side, it's the same condition as the driver's side. All of your body gaps are even. This does have a clean Carfax. And what I like, so when you look at all the modifications, this is fiberglass. It takes a lot of work to get these lines this perfect. You have nice grille inserts right here. Once again, a satin finish on top of the open vented side fenders. You have your wheel and tire package here that's matching the actual stripe on the top. You have the red pinstriping that's shown throughout the vehicle. So you'll see it throughout the wheels, the rear wing, on top of the mirrors, etc. Underneath here, you actually do have an opening to allow the airflow to go through the wheel arches and then out on top of these vents. Everything functions as it should. You also have the side vent here, which is on the C8. So if you look at the C8, you have that same styling. So this styling that George was thinking of was before these cars came out. Once again, he is from the Motor City, so he had all of the ideas from seeing all these cars being created in front of him. Door gaps are even, mirrors are extremely nice. There's no rock chips on the mirrors. Opening up the door, you can see how nice the paint is throughout. They used all the proper fasteners when they did the modification for this rear section here. Your step area is very clean. The leather is unbelievable. It looks like no one sat in it. You do have painted centers for your dash, and it shows very well. Rear tires are in great shape. And once again, the wing is one of my favorite portions of this vehicle. Looking at the rear end, extremely clean. Once again, the pinstriping is brought through. You have the signature from the actual pinstriper. I don't know his name, but I'm sure someone will leave a comment below. You do have custom-made billet badges for Fabulous C6, Supercharged insignia on the bottom, and then the Corvette inlay is painted in red to match the interior along with other attributes. Your wing, I keep on talking about the wing. Look at how tall it is. It's a lot taller. You also have your finned taillight covers, which look really nice, and it gives it more so an aggressive stance back here. The rear diffuser, this was all handmade and molded, and it looks beautiful. You have your vents back here, so look at the C8, the new C8. This was built way before that. Same style for the actual fins. You do have exhaust that rolls out the center, and it's beautiful from underneath. So if you want to see underside shots, click on the link below. Taking a look at the front end, extremely clean. There are no rock chips or scrapes of any kind. When you're looking at this front nose, do you notice anything different from a base C6? Well, I do. You have an active scoop that's been built into this front section of the bumper. You also have a raised hood because you have a Magnuson Supercharger underneath there. This has been modified, so the air box has been opened on both ends. The center tube comes up from the bottom and goes down, and then air is pushed in and goes to each individual filter. That's pretty neat. Your front grills have been replaced, and underneath here, if you want to see underside shots, just click on the link below. Let's take a look under the hood. Struts still work. Wow, that's nice. So once again, the airbox has been modified. So they have the center section cut, and then those vents actually force air when you're at speed into the airbox. This does produce 588 horsepower. This thing runs amazing. We're going to show you that later on in the video. Engine bay is extremely clean, and I want you guys to see how nice the finish is on the inside of that hood. This is not just some typical fiberglass work. They took their time, they created a mold, and they made a beautiful product. And I'm super happy to know George. I've known George for almost 33 years. Since I was a little kid. He was my neighbor when I grew up, and he used to have to fix all of the mistakes I made on my cars. So I'd modify a car and he'd bring it back to stock. I'd go to college again and do it all over again. But I guess that's why I'm selling cars now, so thanks, George. Let's take a look at the interior. So interior door cards are extremely nice. Button has a little bit of wear, but that's common. They all get that. The seat condition is extremely clean. Just one small little imperfection on the center section of the seat where the perforation starts to the bottom of your leg bolster. Dash is extremely nice. They did paint match the interior components of the center section to flow with the whole entire design. So this matches the pinstriping color. Seats are very bolsterous. The rubber. So once again, I want you guys to look at the photo gallery. Look at all the conditions here. So the rubber, the door sections, all of the components that are plugged in under the engine bay. This car was stored in a garage its whole life. I don't think it's ever seen rain, for sure. Center shift is very nice. The leather is very nice. You have your traction control button right here, and then you actually have a nice little storage box that you can put your cell phone or your wallet in. I say we close this door and go for a test drive. 26,000 miles, 588 horsepower, and a nice exhaust note. Oh yeah, cold air too. Let's do it. Let's go for a test drive. Woo! Before we go for a test drive, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoy this content, please be sure to click like and subscribe below. Also, if you want to support us, we do have a Shopify with really cool merchandise from shirts to keychains, the whole 9 yards. Let's go for a test drive. Supercharger noises. All right, we're taking the FC6 out for a test drive. Steering is responsive, it feels good. This is the second time I've driven it. Interior is very nice, air conditioning's working as it should. I put the top down so you guys can hear the exhaust when we start to get more spirited with it. In regards to the interior condition, very nice for being of this age. 25,000 miles on almost 26,000 miles. Just a small imperfection on the plastic right here where the release is for your glove box. Otherwise, I don't see any imperfections other than the one that we talked about on the bolster of on the center of the seat. Seat belts are red. I do have my seat belt on. I just have it folded behind me. Getting on to Marina Mile right now. Steering feels good. No funny sounds from the front end. The wheels and tires just make this car look so sinister, along with the satin on top of the hood and the rear section. Pinstriping is extremely nice. Our temperature is 180 degrees. All of our gauges are operating. There's no error codes. Oil pressure is at 50 pounds. Oil temp 113. Coolant temperature 183. And we're charging properly. You do have a heads-up display which operates properly. And you can hear that supercharger. Feels really good. Radio works as it should. Nice and smooth. Going over some bumps right here. It looks great. When you're looking out this windscreen with all those vents right there, beautiful. It's truly one of a kind. They only made, not one of a kind, but they made 5 of these. So there's only 5 of these in existence. You do have functioning front aero. So you have aero that flows through those vents, keeps the downforce in place. And there are a couple of videos you can find on YouTube of the yellow one at Sebring.
We're going to do a turnaround right here, and then we'll test out the acceleration. 588 horsepower out of the Maggie. The exhaust note's not too loud. It feels stock right now. Very refined. All right, let's test out the acceleration. Oh, ho, ho! She's got some power. Traction kicked in. Feels good. Good power delivery. I like it. If you guys are looking for a FC6, give us a call at 954-363-2261. I'm sure you're hearing that airplane. We are 5 minutes from the Fort Lauderdale Airport, so if you want to fly in and drive this home, it would be a great experience. We're going to turn right here. We're going to go over our signature bumps, and then I'm going to let you guys decide if you want to put this in your garage. Taking a corner here. Nice and smooth. We're going to go over our first set of bumps here. These are 2 consecutive bumps, so you can see if there's any suspension noise, and then a big dip. No funny sounds, big dip. No issues at all. Okay, so my overall impressions after driving it. Extremely refined, way too much power. Not way too, there's no such thing as too much power, but you have power when you need it. Transmission shifts properly. You have everything that functions as it should. 25, almost 26,000 miles. Exterior modifications are to die for, and they're done very tastefully. You would not know by looking at this that this was not a factory built car, which is one thing that I really love. We're going to turn right here. We're going to put this thing away. If you guys enjoy this content, please be sure to click like and subscribe below. Once again, if you guys are looking for an FC6, give us a call at 954-363-2261. Brakes work great. We just had to do a brake test right there. I'm out of here.